most fans have acknowledged that WWE SmackDown is the best of all of the weekly shows put on by the company, and that has been on the strength of the amazing twists and turns in the Universal Championship feud. A new cast of characters has now arrived at WWE SmackDown from Raw, and they have also brought in their unique flavor to the company. And while the surprise twist at the end of last week's episode of WWE SmackDown was a fantastic way to close the show, with Jey Uso turning heel, one has to wonder if WWE SmackDown can keep the momentum going in the best possible way this week as well. So, could one or more of these surprises happen on WWE SmackDown this week? As always, feel free to comment on not just these surprises, but any aspect of WWE SmackDown in the comments section below. Welcome back to Wrestling Flash. If you are new, be sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling content. Without wasting any time, let's get into today's video. Murphy is forced to team up with Dominik and Seth Rollins in the WWE SmackDown Men's Survivor Series team. Kevin Owens is in the WWE SmackDown Men's Survivor Series team, and so is Jey Uso. This means that there are 3 spots yet to be determined from the WWE SmackDown roster, and it is all too likely that they are Rollins, Murphy, and Dominik. Murphy is in a relationship with Dominik's sister Aliyah Mysterio, and both men hate WWE SmackDown star Seth Rollins, and all of this could lead to massive amounts of drama. We have seen that the Raw Survivor Series team cannot coexist, and the fact of the matter is that the same may be the case with WWE SmackDown too. It then becomes a question of whether the Raw or WWE SmackDown team implodes first at the upcoming pay-per-view. Roman Reigns gets destroyed when Randy Orton arrives at WWE SmackDown. Roman Reigns must not forget that even though he has Jey Uso for backup now, and possibly Jimmy Uso too when he returns from injury, the fact of the matter is that there's a very dangerous apex predator hunting for prey. Randy Orton is scheduled to meet Roman Reigns at Survivor Series in a heel versus heel match, and WWE needs to start the build for the contest very soon indeed, to get people invested in this rather odd affair. Randy Orton even got the better of Drew McIntyre on Raw this week, even though the show closed with The Fiend's menacing laughter, meaning that the Viper is currently in a feud with not one, but 2 top stars in his own brand. But he uses the element of surprise to his advantage, and therefore, Roman Reigns vs Randy Orton at Survivor Series could begin in a massive way, with Randy Orton hitting an RKO out of nowhere on the man who calls himself the Tribal Chief. Apollo Crews confronts Sami Zayn on WWE SmackDown and challenges him for the Intercontinental Championship. Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn could have a great match on WWE SmackDown, and Apollo Crews received quite the push on his most recent run on Raw. Now that he has returned to WWE SmackDown once again, he should be in title contention once more, at least in the mid-card with the likes of the Great Liberator Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn from WWE SmackDown battles Bobby Lashley from Raw at Survivor Series, but it just seems like an odd sort of match considering both men are heels and neither has a history with the other worth recalling, unlike You Loved the Lashley's Sister segment, that is. But if Apollo Crews confronts Sami Zayn on WWE SmackDown this week and wins the title next week, he can renew his rivalry with Bobby Lashley at Survivor Series, which was a lot better. Do you think Apollo Crews vs Bobby Lashley will be a better match than Sami Zayn vs Bobby Lashley? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Carmella helps Bayley become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Sasha Banks and Bayley elevated the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship considerably when they had arguably the best match of the year at Hell in a Cell this year. And now, they will try and recreate the same magic on WWE SmackDown this week, when Sasha Banks and Bayley go to battle again. Unfortunately, as we have seen several times in the past, there's always the chance that Sasha Banks will drop the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, considering how short her reigns have been in the past. But could Carmella, who has become a new unique character in her own right, team up with Bayley to take Sasha Banks down and cost her the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship this week. Bayley and Carmella are the best of friends in real life, and this is something that everyone who watches WWE SmackDown knows too. An alliance of this nature between the two women would create a unit that could potentially even go after the tag team championships soon enough. Bryan returns to WWE SmackDown and goes after Roman Reigns. It is clear now that as epic as the encounters between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso were, they have come to an end, as Jey Uso has understood that the best course of action for him is to be Roman Reigns' partner on WWE SmackDown, and this realization came at the cost of Bryan, who bore the brunt of Jey Uso's anger, as Roman Reigns looked on as his beloved cousin. Jey Uso has qualified for the Men's Survivor Series team, but Roman Reigns needs an opponent to battle with after Randy Orton, and there is nobody better for the role than Bryan. Yes, the matches between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso were great, but at no point did we think that Jey Uso had a chance at becoming the Universal Champion. Could Bryan return to WWE SmackDown and go straight for the WWE Universal Champion this week? Or should Big E be the next challenger for Roman Reigns in the Universal Championship picture?